Hi, in this video we're going to show you a way that you could find login information for your computer. So if you're on a shared computer and you want to see when people have logged in or if somebody has logged into your computer, you could use this method to do so. Alright, so this is not the most straightforward process and you may have to do a little tweaking of the commands based on your situation. So when I was trying to figure this all out, I had to do some different edits and that kind of thing to get it to work for me. So you could try it out and see how it works for you. All right, so on this computer here, we have two Microsoft accounts and one local account. All right, and then of course you could go to Event Viewer, you have your security log, and you could sift through that, but that's not ideal. All right, so we're going to start by opening PowerShell as administrator. So run as administrator. All right, so I have several commands here. So if you want just a generic login to see everything that's logged in, you could run this here. So I'll show you that real quick. Then one thing you'll notice too when running some of these commands, when it's done, at least for me, it seems like PowerShell kind of hung a little bit. Then I had to just close it and reopen it. All right, so you can see here this shows more than you need. Window manager, NT authority, font driver host, and then there's the Microsoft account there, like that. And then you can see too. So today is the 4th, so it only goes back to the 3rd, which is yesterday. And that's usually because the log gets overwritten because there's so many entries that it just overwrites it. And if you want to change that, you could go to the security log, right click it, go to properties, and then you could change the setting here. So here's the default overwrite events as needed. You could also have it archive the log when it's full and then not to overwrite, or you could have it not overwrite events at all, but then you'll have to clear it manually. And if you don't forget to do that, it's going to fill up pretty quickly. And then you could also change the maximum size to give it a little more room to collect some more entries. So you could do that here, and I'm also going to show you some commands to do that as well. So you can see right now it's 22 megabytes. And here's the maximum size in kilobytes, which is 2 gigabytes. All right, so you can see here this first command was not super helpful, but I just wanted to show it to you. So let's clear the screen, CLS. All right, so if you want to see when the last event was created, you can run this command. So some of these may be helpful, they may not be, but I'm just going to run through them real quick. So the last event was today at 8:47 in the morning. And if you want to see the current size of your log, you could use this. I'll show it to you in megabytes. So 22 megabytes like we saw in the properties there. And if you want to see the maximum size, you can run this command here. And that shows us our 2 gigabytes there. Just have to translate the kilobytes there. And then if you want to change that, you could use this command here. You just need to change this to match whatever you wanted to, but here are a couple examples for 1 gig and 2 gig. All right, so now we're going to move on to extracting the usernames from login events. I'll show you why we're going to do that here in a second. Let's clear the screen. All right, here's one Microsoft account. Here's another. And here's our local account. You could ignore these other entries here. So it should just show just the email address. It may show Microsoft account / email address. And if it does, you'll have to change the next command accordingly. So let's clear the screen here again. All right, so here is where you will make your changes here. So right here is where we have the valid users, where I entered the local account and the 2 Microsoft accounts. And like I said, if you have Microsoft account / email address, you'll have to enter it as that. Just make sure you put quotes around it, a comma, the next one, and so on, and then close out the parentheses there. So that's what you need to do under valid users. And then you can add this section here if you want to see specific start and end dates. It's optional. I just put it in there because it's nice to be able to narrow it down if needed. And since my log only has stuff from today and yesterday, I just left it the 3rd and the 4th. But you could change the dates and times here to match. And then the rest should be good as is. So let's try this out real quick. So by the way, when you copy something, you could just right-click to paste it in. Oh, but you can see I got this error here for this section here, and it's because you technically can't use 24000 like that. So what I'm going to do is make an adjustment here. So instead of the end of the day today, the 4th, I'm going to make it the beginning of the day on the 5th here by changing it to the 5th and then adding that. All right, so let's try this again. Let's clear the screen here. Oh, try that again. And this command might take a moment or two to finish running, so it's not going to be instant. All right, so now you can see we have our list here with our date and time for the local account, which will just show the domain as the computer name, and then the Microsoft account will show the Microsoft account afterwards, and the local account will have a different login type of 2 compared to 7 for the Microsoft account. So 2 means interactive and 7 means unlock for the login type. And then you'll notice you have 2 of the same date here and time because one's for network login and one's for interactive login, so that's normal to see them both. And then if you wanted to export this, I'm sure you could probably add something to the end of your command to export it, or you could just simply, come here, copy and paste it like so. Highlight it, right-click to copy. Let's say we're going to make a new file here, or you could put it in Excel as well. And you have your output there as well. All right, so I know it was a lot of information here, so let's just kind of summarize real quick. So you could use this one to get a quick output of all of the logins on your computer. This one may or may not be helpful here to find when the last event was created. This one should be helpful to find the size of your security log because if it's really small, you might want to bump it up. And then you could run this one here to see how big your security log can get. And of course, you could find that from the properties here too, as we saw. Max size and the current size. And then you could change these options too. And here are a couple commands to bump up the size. And then we have this command here to find the usernames for Microsoft accounts and local accounts. And then you'll have to come back to this command and edit your start dates. Or if you want to remove it altogether, then you could just get rid of this section. And then under valid users is where you'll have to add your Microsoft accounts and local accounts in this format with the quotes and the commas. And then you can run it and see how it works for you. And then, like I said at the beginning, this took a little bit of tweaking on my part to get it to work for my particular computer. So if you run into some errors, you might have to research those errors and see what you need to change to fix it. All right, so I'll put all this in the description. I'll probably just add it as a text file because YouTube may not like some of the characters here when putting it in the description, and it might look a little cluttered anyways. All right, then you could try it out for yourself and see if it works for you. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.